Sorry about that. Not sure why though. I'm just clicking onto my camera, but nothing actually happened. I think I need to go through the settings and stuff like that. Okay, so we shall start. It has actually been quite a crazy week. Let me just say thank you for joining my webinar today. Today is the 20th of August already, and this is the Friday's Bretton's webinar. And it's happening every Friday as a market wrap up. So we'll be talking about what has actually had happened the past 24 hours, but most importantly, what we can actually understand about all the market movements together with the risks that are in front of us, whether there are any risk levels, especially for our open trades, mainly because we want to wrap the trading up as well, because on Fridays, we want to see the best we can do not to actually leave our trades open, especially. Now, it has actually been quite not too bad a week, because it was expected to, have loads of sideways and things like that before the breakout of the majority of the sideways trends for quite a number of instruments, but then the breakout and the trend continuation has actually happened quite aggressively for quite a number of pairs and instruments. So that's been quite good in a way, especially for those who have their trades hitting the TPs and things like that. It's been good for some of the trades that I've actually shared as well, especially like NZD JPY. It was a very nice run to the downside, and also to have hit the D point of the geometric bearish ABCD pattern. So I've only given two sell orders or two sell signals right there, as you guys can see. Has hit them both. And I've also given a buy just in case it reverses, a lot more on the upside. So it has actually hit the two sell TPs right there, and it continued more to the downside. So there has been a lot of participation in safe haven. So that has also given the rise to JPY and more fall of the NZD. So because of the NZD and AUD sort of in the same sort of scene, because of the situation in Australia, also because of the RBNZ Royal Bank New Zealand as well. They've been lowering rates and stuff like that. So that went hand in hand with what has actually happened with a lot of buying of the safe havens, especially buying of the JPY. So that has actually given a good fall and a good hit to the TP at the D point as well. That was 200 plus pips if you were to trade from the centroid of the pattern itself. So that's for NZD JPY. Now we want to also go over, before we scout the market for fresh ideas, trade ideas and trade signals, it's probably best for us to go through what we have actually discussed as well, because I couldn't make it on Wednesday as well, the midweek webinar. So I want to actually go through what we have actually shared on Monday as well, trade ideas along the week as well to some of the traders. So here, for example, we're looking at gold. Gold has actually done quite well in terms of expecting where it would reverse, but it is actually in the reversal stage at the moment, being caught up being caught in the middle of all the three lines. This is on the 4-hour chart. So it is giving a lot of signals that it is just going sideways, but then it is at a level of resistance at the moment. So I have put prices or candlesticks of gold in this black box. So the end of the black box right here is also a very strong resistance level at 1798.57. So I see that the potential of it to rise is not much. So even if it goes up, it would probably be reversing down as well. And I think it will actually reverse down quite aggressively if we are seeing that the sideways are actually moving, elongated or horizontally quite a long time. So if it's actually continuing to do that, going sideways much more, then the breakout would actually be more aggressive to the downside, I would presume, mainly because of the resistance level that it has actually sort of secured there. But you can see that the prices are going up and down, up and down. Right now on the daily chart, for example, you've got an active bullish body that is actually going up, but then, you know, again, it is within that black box area, I think, that the prices will trade in. So it will actually go back up and down, but then it would most probably be reversing after going up at this area right here. Let me also put in as an additional yellow line right here. That's at 1798.59. So all these yellow lines, as you can see, yellow horizontal lines, are actually significant resistance area. So now the closest one is at 1798.59. So you can see that, you know, it's got a bullish candle right there as well, going up and down. So I would imagine that it would most probably be going up, let's say, with all what's going on in the news or what's going on with the states and various other factors. But then there is a limit, I think, at the 1798 area. So whatever you do, just to keep you safe, if you're buying gold, just make sure you are exiting before it reaches the 1798. Maybe you want to just exit at 1795 just in case as well, would probably be a little bit safer. So 1795, 1796, that kind of price would probably be just to keep you on the safe side. Okay, so this is basically for gold. We're just doing a little bit of skim through all the ones that we have shared as well, so that we can get an idea. We'll be discussing more on oil, both Brent and WTI in the weekend, together with gold, a little bit more on new, fresh ideas as well for us to actually trade for the week ahead next week. So this is for platinum for the guys in Latin Americas. They've been doing well with the sell as well. Oil, GBP USD, I think it has actually gone quite well with traders who have actually been selling, and we have also been looking at depreciation of prices, possibility of it falling and stuff like that. So now I will get rid of this pattern right here because it failed this pattern, but it went accordingly to what we expect, which is mainly the fall of it. Now, the thing that I want to keep you guys aware with GBP USD, which I have just recently noticed yesterday, is the potential of a reversal, and quite a strong reversal technically. So there might actually be a fundamental news, something that make the market positive and push GBP up. We don't know that yet, but because I see the correlation between GBP and gold as well, so gold's already heading, you know, upwards, and it's still in that black box area. We talked about that earlier on, but because there is appreciative value or rising opportunities for gold, maybe just for now or for today, maybe that would also be encouraging a kind of reversal for GBP to actually go up. The reason why I say that is because it is now trading at 1.3620 psychological level. That's number one reason. It is at a reversal psychological number that would encourage reversal. But if you look to the left right here, it's got all these very, very strong support area. Current price is exactly at the support area right now. So then I would actually mark this area right here and also this area right here, for example. Okay. And I see that it could potentially reverse at any moment of time as well, but we haven't actually checked with the indicators. We'll do that right away. But just from price action itself, this could create a double bottom pattern, price pattern as well. Now, at the same time, it is actually at a very important, significant support level, psychological level as well. So this could easily tell us that it wants to reverse, it could potentially reverse and just bounce upwards. Now, because of this pattern being a sort of double bottom, if it start reversing there, it could actually be confirmed as a very nice double bottom that could actually push the price upwards. So, and that actually being backed up by all the support area as well. So what I can actually see as well, that the breakout to the upside might actually have some major bullish candle as well that we can actually ride along. So in this case, this is still a guess at the moment, but then sort of a good guess based on price action, based on pattern. So we need to have a lot of reasoning, but we need to not trade a buy like now. We would actually need to still wait for some action, some reversal to happen with a few candles first, and also to monitor short time, the shorter time frame. As you can see, this is the 1 hour chart for GBP USD. So what I'm trying to say is that there may actually be, I don't know this for sure, there may actually be a reason, fundamentally news might come in, something might come in to actually encourage a reversal. So maybe a positive news of some sort might actually happen. Whether it will happen or not 100%, we don't know. But then from what we are seeing, it could potentially be. Now, as in terms of data, we don't really have we don't have really high impact, but we do have a string of data right here, retail sales especially. So it has registered it as negative right there, some positives, but then these are all retail sales. We've got another data right here, but that's been categorized as low data. But we want to really be sure later on in terms of, let's say, GDP news, UK economy, let's say, and we go on to the news side of it. Let's see, 2 days ago, live, let's say, UK inflation slows more than expected. This is one news right here for GBP. We don't have that yet, but there is a rough guess from my end that there may actually be this reversal that is quite strong. So we will continue to actually analyze it using the oscillator, the stochastic, to see whether or not we have any divergence as well. So here, what we can see, let's see, we go on to 4 hour chart. Okay. Now there is divergence on the low side. As you can see, this is lower low. From that low to the current price, it's a slope going down like this. Okay. And then on the stochastic, it's got this kind of pattern, almost the same level. Yeah. Or even like this slightly, right? So that is basically sort of a divergence. So that means there may be a potential, but then just from price action and the behavior of candles itself is just warning us of a potential rise in price. Okay. This is what you want to be careful. It's probably best to just exit any trades at the moment, whether it's a sell, whether it's a buy, just so that we are on the safe side. The other thing that I want to highlight is that on the 4 hour chart, there seem to be a nice bullish candle above the two lines, above the top line especially. And that could actually, again, give us a reason to believe that if there were to be a rise or a reversal to go up for GBP USD, might be a good place to actually ride along the trend as well, because of the bullish or buy zone from this bullish candle that you can see. It's quite a long one, significant. And that is the bullish zone that I can actually see right here. Okay, so this bullish zone or buy zone has also got a resistance level, which is here. So we don't get overly excited with just buy and not see the resistant area right there. So I can see that the potential of a buy could literally be at 3660 area, and then we might be able to ride it upwards. That does actually depend on what kind of news would actually come in. So it is still early, a London Open at the moment, but we might get a surprise. This is the part that we are not usually sure, but we are expecting something that might actually trigger the reversal of GBP USD. So whether or not it's just a reversal or it is a continuation later on of the trend, we don't know that yet. But what's good though is that if it does actually happen where it's got a reversal, then that reversal will create a C point of the A, B, C, D type movement. And that would then be a continuation to go down more. But at this moment of time, GBP USD, I think we might actually see a reversal there. And the other thing that I want to actually share is mainly because of the heat map as well. Heat map is becoming a little bit more solid in terms of the dark blues, lots more dark blues, a lot more dark reds and stuff like that. And if we go on to the GBP, we still see that half and half. We've got some movement as well to the upside, but it's not solid just yet. But what we can actually see is that CHF seem to be giving us quite good opportunities potentially, like AUD CHF, for example, which AUD and NZD seem to be very, very bearish at this moment of time. So that would actually be quite good. AUD versus NZD to be extremely bearish as well because of what's going on fundamentally, geopolitically, economically as well is really bad for Australia at this moment of time. And also because it has actually gone through all this lockdown and all the situation with mining and manufacturing, everything closes as well. So it's like jammed up big time in Australia. And that has actually happened since a month ago almost. And that has spiraled down and make it even more worse because they have to, they have to stretch out that aftermath and that effect for some time at least. So that is going to be solidifying the trend even more, and that has actually happened quite a lot. So we want to also look at opportunities with AUD NZD as well and AUD CHF. So both AUD CHF and AUD NZD, we most probably can look at it and then take it from there. But I want to highlight GBP crosses, especially GBP USD, because I noticed quite a nice sort of pattern as well in a way. This is also a cup and handle type pattern. So this is the end of the mouth of the candle, which usually, if this was a cup handle pattern, that basically means that the reversal of the reversal could potentially be at least at the 50% area right here. So I can see that there may be this area right here, maybe a little bit lower, perhaps there, or maybe around there, which is very close to the 50 area, could actually be where it will come back down again. And that's actually at 3750s area. So I would actually make this one here. We haven't planned entries yet, as you guys know, but entries are not as important as exits for me. So I want to look at the exits first, and then we plan the entry so that we don't get trapped. So here, for example, 3750 area. Okay, so we know that there is a bit of a limit of prices. If it were to go up, let's say GBP starts to reverse, then we may have buying opportunity for GBP. So now I'm not looking at any selling opportunity for GBP USD because I am expecting a reversal. So once a reversal does actually happen, especially if it goes up and towards 1.3635 area and start to build up the mother candle, a bullish mother candle, and start piercing through inside this zone, then we can see that it wants to actually go up a lot. So with that, then we can actually see a potential for it to actually go up much more. If it does actually pierce through this blue buy zone and go up more, driven by more news fundamentals as well, then there is a limit at the 3750 area as well because of the cup and handle pattern. So that could be a possibility as well. So we never know. Maybe it might actually decide to just pierce through and come down much more. Or it might actually reverse. If it does reverse, then it is solidifying that cup and handle pattern, and it will go up to 3750 area and then come back down, and much more to come down. So once it go back up, creates the handle of the cup and come back down, then breaks out, then you can see a big fall after. So at this stage, if it was to actually fall, for the GBP, there is a little bit of a limit right there, and that limit is at the 3580s area. So now if it does actually fall, it's probably best to also limit your exit at 3590 at least, or 3610, you know, that kind of area, just so that you don't get trapped in that. But I see that if it does actually want to fall, it wants to actually fall and even out the mouth of the cup. This is an upside down or inverse cup and handle pattern, not the normal cup and handle pattern. So yes, there's a possibility for it to actually fall, but a limit at the 3580s area before it finds a potential for it to reverse. So if it does actually reverse at 3580s area, it would probably be even better for us to look at the reversal, and also the pattern would most probably be a inverse cup handle pattern. Okay, so that's basically it. Okay, so that's GBP USD. For the US 30, as we can see, it is actually just playing about. It is going upwards, but I see that potential of it still to actually go up to the 36660 area. Okay, it's just maybe doing a little bit of a correction, stuff like that. But that was on the monthly chart. There's a reversal going on at this moment of time at shorter time frame, but it is still within this zone that I have. Second, okay, so still within that zone, and the limit for it is actually up there at 3660 as a potential giant reversal area. At this moment of time, maybe you just want to look at shorter time frame, 1 hour, 4 hour, let's say. Again, we should actually just erase everything, mainly because it has been long due as well, this whole geometric pattern that I have drawn. It's a kind of a box, but then it's probably better to look at it at freshly again from lower time frames perspective. As we can see, this for the US 30, it's trading at 34,793.30. Now that 34,000 area, 34,700 area, seem to be having some. On the 4-hour chart, we can see very clearly the resistor, the support area is quite strong at this two mother candles that we can actually see. One is bearish mother candle and the other one is bullish, and we can see it is at this level right here. So you want to watch out for this support level right here. So maybe it is just flirting with this support area. We've got quite significant support at this area. So even this one slightly lower mirrors with that one right there. But all these three lines that I'm drawing at the moment, ranging from 34,707 right up to right up to 34,741. 0.8 for these three lines are actually really strong support the way I see it. So at any moment of time, you know, it would probably be playing around here and then find that as support again, and then boom, upwards again. So you want to look at areas of reversal as well. Maybe have this area here as your limit to actually exit once it goes down first, and then you want to buy again, for example. Give me a second. Let's say the US 30, it's probably best for us to leave it for now until it falls even more and then find support. Then you can actually buy the bottom. So once it actually finds a support here after coming down and then reversing to go upwards, then you can actually take the buy on that and exit before it reaches 34,850. So maybe at 34,840, you want to actually exit the trade, just so that you can actually ride it even more later on. I would think that the next sort of resistance would actually be around here as well. And then as it goes further up, it's got more power. We've got a giant bullish candle right there as well. So you have got more power there. And I think the next resistance would actually be around there as well. So we've got three lines right here as your resistance exit area for your US 30. But at this moment of time, in terms of action plan on what to actually do, is do nothing yet until it falls and find reversal. Then you enter the buy. And once you enter the buy at 34,750 745, let's say 34745, let's say you buy there, then you want to exit at 850 and below. So maybe like 34,840, you can actually exit. Okay, but right now do nothing yet, just so that it, you know, we get confirmed of what it wants to do. The market might want to find a buying spot that is cheaper, so it falls, drops the price a little bit more and finds support at either one of these three lines. Then you can actually start buying above 34,741. Okay, hope that makes sense. Okay, USD JPY, very interesting. We've got loads of all this support area right here. It is heading downwards at the moment on the daily chart that we are looking at. It's trading at 109.65. So further fall would actually be after it goes under 109.50 psychological level. But the way the candles are moving and everything else, it does look like it's got more bias to the downside, USD versus JPY. Also, the flow of JPY as safe haven is actually increasing. So a lot more investors and traders are actually buying the JPY. Okay, so that is what's pulling down the USD at this moment of time. So that would then give us a little bit of a hindsight that this would actually be to the upside for gold. But as I've mentioned, it's up for now, but then try to limit your buy and exit at 1795 or so, just so that you don't get trapped right there. So you can actually definitely go into the buy, but always think of where you're going to exit as well. Okay. All right. Now, Euro USD. It was quite bearish yesterday as well, and heat maps and everything else. At this moment of time, I think I have laid out in the yellow line the support areas. So we have got support areas all this way. It does look like it is about to reverse as well. So a potential reversal might take place. So Euros news would probably come in on a positive note. Maybe we don't know that yet, but we have to wait until it reverses first, because at this moment of time it is trading at 1.1680 psychological level. So it's exactly at a spot where it would actually reverse, and it is already happening. It is reversing to the upside. We've got many ABCDs downwards, A here, B here, C here, D as well. And we just want to see whether or not the overall trend as well is biased to the upside or downside. Now, if we go on to the heat map itself, if you look at euro in general, it's got a good chance for buying against the Australian dollar, but not against all of it. So it's a bit of a mixed bag of trends with the euro crosses. So euro is seen to be bullish against the GBP, the CAD, the AUD, but with the NZD, we're just going to leave that one out a bit, but more on euro versus the AUD. So AUD crosses would probably be good for us to also look at today, I would think, but let's get to the top movers and see what we can actually look at the table. So on the table itself, no matter which time frame you choose here, you just have your eyes on the 4 dots first, okay, so that it covers all 4 time frame in terms of clarity of trend as well. So as you can see, we are looking at a lot of AUD crosses. CHF as well, yes, but AUD, and then AUD again. So yes, AUDs seem to be more focused on. And being the first one on the list as well, we can see AUD CHF to be having 4 dots. So that also mirrors the heat map earlier on, that AUD CHF could actually be a pair that we can actually look at. AUD versus JPY would actually be quite good as well, considering JPY is really bullish and then AUD is really bearish. So it's a good combination, AUD JPY. CAD JPY as well. This has been a pair that we have kept for quite a long time as well, but then it is proving to fall much more in reflection to the price of oil in general as well, Brent and WTI. And that is actually just giving more fall for the CAD and more rise for the JPY due to the safe havens interest in buying safe havens, especially JPY. And then we've got AUD USD as well, again on the downside. So AUD crosses being AUD CHF, I think would probably be good for us to just take a look and see what's going on with it. Euro USD, we'll just leave it for now at this moment of time. Let's just go to AUD CHF and see whether or not we have got any opportunity right there. So as you can see, it's really strong to the downside, and this is the weekly chart alone. So the weekly chart itself is so strong with the bearish candle that you can actually see that has actually opened at 67.45, and then now it is at 65.29. So that single bearish candle itself is a 218 pips fall. So that is just showing that there's a lot of aggressive sellers in the market for AUD CHF. So that does also mean that, we've got a lot of very confident sellers, very big sellers, very big investor traders as well, mainly because of the nature of the candle and in the time frame, which is on the weekly chart. So this tells me that, yes, there must be more heavy selling and more selling opportunities for AUD CHF, just from how it has actually moved with no wick at the very top as well. So if I go on to the 1 hour chart and then look at it from that angle, we can see that the fall is very, very steady, very nice flow of the 3 EMAs going downwards. We can see that 65.26 is an area that it is trading at, but we want to mark the 65.20 as a potential reversal area as well, because mainly it's a psychological level. So 65.20, we have 65.20 right here, and another psychological level closer to that below it is 65.00. So I just want to highlight there as well, because 65.00 is a major psychological number as well. Okay, so we've got the 2 lines right here based on psychological numbers, just so that we don't get overly excited with the sell, because in every aggressive movement to the downside, I always think of the opposite on when the opposite could potentially happen, meaning when can it reverse. So now, yes, we're seeing a beautiful fall of price for AUD CHF. We go on to the heat map as well as the table, top 10 table, we can see it's a lot of aggressive selling, a lot of trend favors the downside for AUD crosses in general, and AUD CHF has got a very nice dark blues in the heat map. But we should always think about when could the opposite be happening. So that's why we want to also go on to a bigger time frame, so we can actually see it from a bird's eye perspective on when can that reversal happen? Where is the part where certain reversal and support area actually lies? Now, the answer to that is at the moment, right now, it could actually be reversing as well. So imagine if you are just thinking about the downside and you're thinking about A here, B here, C here, O, D, and you're just thinking about one-way traffic. It's falling aggressively, downtrend is really strong, but then you missed out looking at all these area that could actually be an area where the price wants to reverse. Then you would actually be trapped in the market, and then you have to wait. So it's probably better for us to sell again once it decides to actually fall again. So maybe now it's a reversal time. So because it's a reversal time, it may also give us a buying opportunity as well for those who wants to ride the trend at the moment, meaning at that moment, if it is going up, you want to look into buying opportunity. There is a buying opportunity, but starts a little bit later with this buy zone from this bullish mother candle that we can actually see. So here, for example, we can actually see that if at all you want to look at the buy, it's probably better to buy above the 65.30 and above, and especially after it has actually entered this blue buy zone area. And also the exit price is here, that is at 6640 area, exactly right there. So it's got some opportunity for the buy, but we need to wait for that reversal to actually happen for AUD CHF. So there are some buying opportunity, there are more selling opportunity after the reversal as well, but that is later on for us to look at. So here we have got A, B, C, D as well, but right now at this moment of time, it's probably best for us to see what happens and whether the reversal would actually happen. If a reversal does happen and it goes back up and goes into the blue zone, you've got some buying that you can actually do. If not, if it does actually continue to actually fall for AUD CHF, then we need to look at what the opportunities are, where the opportunities are for previous mother candles as well coming downwards. Let me just change this color here to yellow so I know that this is the borderline of the blue box. Okay. Give me a second. All right. So that's at 65.36 and below. So as we can see, yes, you have some bearish mother candle there, some power of selling as well right there. So yes, there is a possibility as well that the market wants to actually drop much more, but we want to use limits, at 65.20 area, 65.00 area, not to get overly excited with it. Also, we have a bit of support right here. I'll just yeah, that's a significant buy area at 64.80 as well, to be support, but that's for the longer term. But right now, at this moment of time, we just want to see whether it reverses or not. Most likely it wants to reverse, but we can also use the stochastics to see whether or not we have divergence on AUD CHF. So how does it actually look like right here? Okay. There is a bit of a divergence on the low side. This one here is a slope down, low, and then lower low. This one here is same level. Okay, not as aggressive as this slope right here. So there is a slight divergence there. Let's look at 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart as well, it looks like there is a very clear divergence right here, because you've got a low here, lower low, but this one here, low and then lower high. So that's a clear divergence right there. So there is a chance of it wanting to actually reverse, or should actually be reversing, not only because of the indicators, but because of the price action especially, and where the location of it is. It's really at very strong support area. You see how strong all these, when the candles are concentrated horizontally, they are all just waiting at one level like this sideways. That's a very, very strong support area. And that's what's been taking prices all the way up here once it broken that sideways right here. So that's the sideways that we want to be careful of as well. So it is now at the support level. So we might be expecting a very sudden turnaround of price to go up. Maybe, we don't know that. If we go on to lower time frame, it's not showing any sign of stopping yet though, which is good. But then I think it might want to go down to the 6500 psychological level first. Okay. All right, guys. Any questions so far? You guys okay? All good? All right, good. Perfect. Perfect. All right. No questions so far. Alfred, you okay? All right. GBP, JPY, and ZD, USD. Yes, we can. So let's take a look at GBP, JPY first. All right. Yes. So let's also just go back to the heat map area as well, just to give us a bit of an idea on GBP crosses. So JPY is still looking strong. So GBP right here, as you can see, the weakest one is against the CHF. So we want to also take a look at GBP CHF for selling opportunity, but GBP versus JPY reasonably bearish. We want to look at that. So GBP against most of the pairs right here, USD, Euro, JPY, and CHF is bearish, but it's strongly bearish against CHF on all 4 time frames. So that is basically what's going on at the moment with GBP. And we can see it, very nice opportunities right here with CHF crosses as well. So, okay, let's get to GBP, JPY. JPY in general, yes, it is actually looking bullish majority. So, okay. My guess is more on the sell side, but let's take a look. So here, if I were to go, let's say this is the daily chart. It's trading at 149.38 at the moment. So as it goes downwards, 149.20 is a sort of a support area. Let's see whether this is support area. This is 148. This is a strong support area right here. That's at 148.80 psychological, as close to this 80 psychological level. And let's see, trend wise is very important for us to look at. So we can start either with a high time frame, low time frame, but just to look at how it has actually been moving. So if you switch 1 hour to the 4 hour, 1 hour is looking really to the downside. You know, it's flowing quite nicely downwards. The 3 EMAs as well. as we go to the 4 hour, it is still looking quite strong to the downside. At this moment of time, it's trading at 149.39. When I look at the 4 hour chart, I can see that it may actually be trading inside a selling zone or still trading inside a selling zone. So let's do that. Change this to the rate. Okay. Now that's based on the mother candle right here. As you can see, a very bearish long mother candle. And so it is trading at the moment inside that area. And that mother candle itself, the length of the body itself is about 90 pips, almost 100 pips. It's about 90 pips right there. So there is a possibility for it to come down a little bit more. It has gone under the 149, 149.50 area already. So it would actually be triggering your selling price right now. So you can actually sell right now. And then if we look at the place where it could find support as well is 148.90. So it's either you exit, you sell now, you exit at 149.10 or 148.90. It's entirely your choice. So you have got that space for your take profit, for your profit to be made. So sell now, 149.10 to exit or 148.90 to exit. It's either one that you can actually choose. Okay, that's basically it. The other one further down is to take the risk, basically, to leave it after it, falls more, or it's entirely up to yourself to exit at 149.10. So that's for GBP, JPY, and that is for now because there may be a potential for it to reverse here. So as it comes down and then you already exit, it's better. And then we see what could actually happen. Maybe it wants to just bounce up again and go back to this area right here. Okay, so this is based on these two mother candles that we can actually see. If we go on to the daily chart, let's see, definitely very strong support area to watch out for. For now, you have a little bit of selling to do, but then make sure you exit either 149.10 or 148.90. Okay, that's clear, right? Okay, so that's for GBP, JPY. Very simple because the market is looking, it shows really clear what is actually going on, where the support level are, where the bullish mother candles are. So it's a little bit easier to see what needs to be done for now. So for now, you can actually sell, but exit at 148.90 or 149.10. Okay, GBP, JPY, that is, right? So now we can also take a look at what was the, see, NZD, right? So NZD USD. So we can take a look at NZD USD as well. So we go on here. NZD USD is here. Right. So it should be on the weak side of it as well with Australian dollar. NZD USD. Okay. So it looks like it's fallen a lot, but we are exactly at 68.20 psychological level, which basically means just not to trade or to enter your trade right now because it might reverse, it might be thinking and stuff like that. So if you want to sell, it's probably best to sell at 0.6810 after it goes lower than 6820 psychological level. So then here, for example, we can actually see that we have a chance for it to also rise up and go up and follow this bullish candle right here. This is on a daily chart, but let's take a look at the trend overall from the 1 hour chart. You can see very smooth to the downside. Three lines are giving us bias to the downside on the short term 1 hour time frame. Then you go on to the 4 hour, you can see it is still strong as well. You can even confirm that with the average directional movement index to give you a bit of an idea of how strong the trend is. So on the 1 hour, no, but 4 hour, it picks up. Daily chart as well picking up. So the strength to the downside seems to be picking up. from the 4-hour time frame itself. So in other words, short term, 4-hour meaning 1 hour actually in a way. So then that might actually show us potential buying, potential selling opportunities. But what's important is that trend-wise downside, but is it actually going to continue to fall, or will it actually be respecting some support level? This is the question that we need to know, so that we know whether we trade from now or we wait until, because we want to go into the sell, right? So maybe now for the sell, not really, mainly because it's got some support area to actually look at. So we have support. Okay, support area here, right? Support area here as well. Okay, 6,830. So I think it's probably best to wait until it goes lower. Give me a second. Because the trouble with this is that for NZD USD, I need to look for very strong bearish candle that has fallen from the current price right now to the downside. We do have some. We do have another one here, some here, long one here. So we do have some selling power, but also very strong bullishness going on here. So I would think that the bullishness is also something we have to take a look at. So at this moment of time, maybe best thing to do is to use the oscillator, stochastic, just to get an idea whether we've got some divergence going on at this moment of time. 4-hour chart, let's say, yeah, a little bit of divergence here on the lows, because this is a lower low. This one here is on the same level as well. On the 1-hour chart, very clear divergence as well. Here especially, this is a low high. This one is higher low, a higher high, higher high, lower high. So yes, from the 1 hour itself, it's showing divergence already. So that means it could actually be reversing at any moment of time. So you don't want to do the sell as yet. You want to do your sell a little bit later. I think it's probably better under the 6,800. So 6,790 onwards would probably be better. So let the price fall first, so that you can then enter at 6,790 as a good selling price, so that we are a little bit clear. On the 4-hour chart itself, we already have a pin bar here, which basically signals exhaustion to actually go up. So the upward type movement, I think it's going to be very weak for the reversal to happen. What could potentially happen is a breakout to the downside, I would think, but we need the price to go lower and lower until it reaches 6,800 area. Once it breaks out of the 6,800, then it would confirm the intention of the market to go down more. So more sellers are going to come in once it goes to the 6,800 and under. Then once it goes under 6,800, then you can actually start selling. Your trigger sell price will be at 0.6790, would probably be better. Until then, we will plan the exit time, not plan the exit right now, because we need to firstly know what it's going to actually be doing. So once it actually, because it might even reverse, so it might reverse for the short term as well, but we don't know that yet. So it's better to see what's going on with whether or not it goes down to the 6,800 first. If it does, then we've got more potential to know what it's going to actually be doing. Then you can actually write the sell. If not, then we will write the buy, but not just yet. But the way I look at it is the bias and the strength is more to the downside, not the upside. So it might reverse a little bit, or it might reverse very little and then push down more. So we need to look at the price first. Is that clear? Yeah, NZD USD. Yeah, for me, do nothing just yet until the price goes lower than 6,800. Okay. All right, brilliant. Okay, that's basically it. Time that I have for you guys. You guys can always send me directly through the messages, screenshots as well, questions. Okay, so any more questions? If not, then we'll end the session for today, and we'll see you guys after the weekend on the Monday session. But for those who are attending the Sunday's one, we will see you on Sunday on the commodity session. Okay, all good, guys. Yeah. All right. If no questions, I'll end the, okay, let me just check. Okay, yes, see you Sunday, everyone. See you guys Sunday if you guys are attending it. And meantime, have a good weekend. Thank you for attending my webinar, and we'll see you guys again very soon. Take care, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. You too.